Thank you.
The story is about a man called Dodge who is trying to find his way at the end of the world. He meets a girl called Penny, played by me, and they go on a bit of a road trip together.
So, what are you doing with the rest of your life?
Oh, little of this, little of that. Probably catching up on some me time, find God, maybe move around some chairs. It was sweet, and to me it seemed like it was a story that I hadn't seen. You know, there are these big sort of end-of-the-world movies that take the point of view of the president with the hotline to the astronauts who are going to blow up the asteroid. And this seemed to me to sort of be the other side of that story. What's happening when all of those things are going on? What's happening with people and their everyday lives, and how just ordinary human beings respond to that kind of information and the choices that they make.
Well, maybe I'll run into you at a support group or an orgy or something.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
It's about a man named Dodge who hasn't really been living his life, and he finds out there are only a few weeks left of life on Earth, and he, through a certain course of events, decides to go in search of a long-lost love, and you know, he takes Keira Knightley with him, so there's that. And really it ends up being about timing and two people meeting each other at the worst possible moment, and sort of what happens when you take forever off the table. Well, Dodge and Penny are very different people, or at least have lived their lives very differently to date. Certainly, as much as he's avoided life, she's sort of, you know, been diving in head first and possibly hurting herself as a result. But also as a result, she's really strong, and so in a lot of ways, watching the two of them face the end of the world together is, you know, you get to see a couple different sides to it.
Oh, buddy. Wild West, you know?
Is it?
Come on. Single guys like us, I mean, we gotta grab this thing, you know? Because it's a different world now. It's a different world.
Everyone reacts to the news differently. Some people go crazy. Some people lose their minds. Some people decide to become survivalists and are going to attempt to live through it. Other people just want to party. And Dodge, I don't think his ultimate decision is to reconnect with this lost love. But that's what he feels is going to fulfill him in these, you know, these next couple of weeks of his life.
Yeah.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was the question?
I think my character's an optimist. I think that's her defining quality. And how is she dealing with the world coming to an end? I'm not quite sure that she is dealing with it. I think that she's just kind of putting it off. But, you know, I think it's a story about friendship and about love and what becomes important, and how you realise what the important things in life are.
Hi, welcome to Francie's, where everyone's your friend.
Hi.
My character would have drank himself to death long before the meteor hit. He would be a happy corpse in a half-empty pool somewhere.
Okay, we gotta, you know?
No, I don't.
You don't? Dude, ever since Deliverance, man, I've been with a different girl every day. And they don't care about getting pregnant. They don't care about diseases, or are you gonna call them back, or can you provide for them? Or are you related? All right? And it's like the apocalypse. The apocalypse has leveled the field, man.
He is, in the beginning of the movie, he's dating Keira. He's on and off again with Keira Knightley's character, Penny. And somewhere early in the film, she leaves him in the midst of a riot to help Steve Carell get to his long-lost girlfriend.
She's wonderful. She's absolutely wonderful. It's amazing. I mean, she's so cool and so calm, and I can't believe that it's her first film. She's completely on top of it. I love working with writer-directors, true writer-directors, because they know the project inside out, you know, and if something changes on set, they can move to accommodate it, or they can, you know, it's wonderful. But she's phenomenal, and she brings such a kind of happy, collaborative vibe to the set. So I think it's one of the happiest film sets I've ever been on. It's so relaxed, it's so chilled out, it's so great, and I put that down to her. I think she's a very, very talented individual.
2 for dinner? Yeah. Look at this little guy.
Is this okay?
Oh yeah, everyone's welcome. Yeah, dude brought in a wolf last week. It's crazy. Come on in.
She's extremely talented, obviously. The fact that she wrote it, she has a very good handle on the tone of the movie and what she's trying to achieve. But she's also incredibly kind. She's kind to everyone, crew, cast, and treats everyone with equal respect. And I think she sets a tone, which is, you know, one of support and grace, really.
Taquitos. Yeah, pre-order.
I think you guys are still open.
Yeah, we thought about closing up shop, but then we realized this is really our family, you know? In fact, the tragedy has brought us closer. Some of us too close. That's impossible. And under new management, it's a lot less corporate, right, Steven? But I hope a booth is okay.
Yeah, it's
We burned all the chairs in a bonfire.
She's fantastic. I, you know, obviously was familiar with her work, but I'd never met her before. And I think she's just the sweetest person, apart from being a great actress and incredibly smart. She's just a nice, fun, easy person to be with.
I was so surprised that the first day I met her, my wife said it the best. She said that it was a lot of chemistry between us. It's kind of weird coming from your wife. But what I love about Kara is she's able to translate personality to the cinema. And it's fun working with her.
I'm sorry, sir, that's not covered under your current policy. I'm afraid the Armageddon package is extra, yes. Well, that protects you and your family against any sort of apocalyptic disaster, asteroids, obviously, plague, famine, locusts. Drawbacks? The premiums are high. I'm sorry. Can you just hold on for one moment? Thank you.
I love Steve. I love Steve. Steve is completely brilliant. I think I've loved working with him. He is an absolute sweetheart. He is so funny. But he's not funny in a frightening way. You know how people can be really, they can, you know, you can get kind of a bit scared of incredibly funny people. He's not like that at all. He's lovely. He's absolutely lovely. So I've loved every minute of working with him. I was a big fan anyway. I think he's got that amazing thing where he's got such depth to him. He's a comic actor, but he can play such tragedy, and actually that makes it even funnier. And it's very rare to get somebody that can play both sides of it.
Tonight I start drunk, and I get drunker. It's basically like sort of I'm throwing a party with my wife, and who I don't like very much. And it's sort of our last supper, basically. And so we are the kind of people that spend the last days on Earth drunk.
No. Dodge is my friend. My friend. Look at this, my friend. This is a Don Ramon cigar. This is the hardest cigar in the world. Can you chop those a little louder, please? This is the hardest cigar in the world to find. And tonight, I'm gonna share one of my last 13 with you. How's that sit?
Well, the outfit is because poor Karen Amalfi has come to this party wearing all her most favorite special things that she never got a chance to wear, and now the world is ending, and she's like, I want to wear everything. so she wore it all at once.
Karen?
Oh. Okay, well, I think I'm finally gonna take that pottery class. And, well, I'm gonna eat whatever I want and totally not even care. Just
Go, girl.
Thanks. And maybe I'll be spending a little time with someone special.
In the scene that I'm about to shoot, I'm heavily medicated, and I'm near non-cognizant, and very, very happy about the world ending, which I suspect is how I would probably be were this really happening. Hey, Dodge.
Hey, Roach.
Dodge. I'm gonna miss you, man. I'm gonna miss you.
Spec is the only person who Penny knows. It's the only well-known person, and what I love about Spec and I identify about Spec is he's a survivor, and maybe that's a Jersey thing because I'm from Jersey. So what I love about Spec is that he is committed to living past disaster and challenges, and it has a little comedy in it.
One of the things that I love about this movie is you've got these two great characters at the center of it, but then every 5-10 minutes they stop and you meet someone else, and most people don't come back. Almost no one you meet comes back. You just meet them for this one time, and I just think it'll be so... I love reading it and seeing who's going to pick them up next, and I love... I think watching it and seeing all these faces you know and love and all these great actors, it's such an amazing cast, such an amazing cast.
Do you guys want to know the specials? Because these guys are getting really creative.
No, just mudslides.
Okay, gotcha. Guys, I'm rolling pretty hard right now, but if you two keep it super positive, I will bring you those M slides and maybe an order of spin dip for the table.
That is amazing, and you know what? It's his birthday today.
Why didn't you tell me that? Happy birthday!
You know, the thing that's really provocative about this movie is that, of course, that it asks that question. It asks the question, what are you going to do today? You know, how are you going to live your life? Does it have to come down to what would you do if it was really the end of the world, or are you going to really do what you want to be doing? Karen Amalfi is coming alone tonight.
Do not.
Do not what?
Please, Warren. Can we just have a few sober moments tonight?
This is the Last Supper, Diane. You think Jesus was sober for his Last Supper? Think he turned water into lemonade?
Dodge, a little help, please.
They get to see Steve and Kira do something different. I haven't really seen either of them do something like this before. He's a comedian in a sort of quiet role, and she's obviously an amazing dramatic actress and as a comedian. So it's that in and of itself I think is pretty exciting. And then hopefully people would come see the film because they like what it has to say, and that time is precious.